Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is still May the 13th, 2021. I'm doing one of my classic late night shows, Strong Hand, Long-Term Thinking. I'm offended by selling. Bitcoin's unconfiscatable. Dudes, one day closer to an all-time high. Don't FOMO on alts. All right. It is alt season, clearly. And some of you got some weak hands. Strong hand. Come on, dudes. Double header of FUD. If you have questions, I have answers. Type in BitcoinMeister. I am live on Clubhouse also. I'm trying it out. And if any of you pop over there, I'm BitcoinMeister there. Look up Adam Meister. Look up BitcoinMeister. Look up Disrupt Meister. You'll find me somehow. I know not all of you are on Clubhouse. And if you guys come over, we'll do a post-game show over there. I'll answer some of your questions. But if you've got questions right now, just type in BitcoinMeister. I will answer your question here live on YouTube. I am in beautiful Miami. I will be here until after the conference. The conference is, 3 weeks from Friday. I'm pumped. I got here real early for the conference, right? I love Miami. It's great to be back in a free city. Nashville was awesome also. Okay, so we're going to talk about Elon Musk today. We're going to talk about Binance today. And I have a positive spin on the Elon Musk thing. You know, one of my sayings is don't pedestal people. And people have pedestaled Elon Musk. People pedestal Tom Brady. We'll talk about that also. You just got to keep it level, dudes. You cannot get too much into these dudes. Bitcoin doesn't care about personalities, all right? It doesn't know people. It doesn't know Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk, why is he doing all this? Why did he buy into the environmental FUD? And what is environmental FUD and how big is it going to be? First of all, 21 Bitcoin make you a millionaire. Play this at 2x, people. Get through this opening stuff. I just wrote down a bunch of ideas. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. That's Friday. This Week in Bitcoin on this channel, 3 p.m. Miami time. That's East Coast time. I don't see anybody in Clubhouse. I still don't even get this. I'm going to be on the Clubhouse of Coinbeast on Sunday night, by the way. And if you're interested in my Coinbeast TikToks, one's linked to below. Some of them are getting pretty popular lately. And the replies that I get on there are some of the most mindless things in the world. You don't need a hardware wallet. You should just keep it on Coinbase. I mean, unbelievable stuff what the normies think out there. Well, I mean, again, they'll learn the hard way. They are free to buy Dogecoin if they want to and keep their Bitcoin on some foreign exchange and think that's better than keeping it. I see somebody over there in the my buddy's over there in Clubhouse who's been in Clubhouse before. Good to see you there, man. We'll talk afterwards, I guess. So why not? You know, Elon Musk should fork Bitcoin. Bring it on. Bring it on. This environmental FUD, I predicted that, yeah, there would be an environmental Bitcoin. Now, I also thought there'd be a 42 million Bitcoin, you know, for the people. There's too few Bitcoin, so we need to make a Bitcoin. There are more Bitcoin. Well, he can do it all. He can be for the people. I think some of this might be virtue signaling, what he's doing anyway, talking about the environment. Make your own. And maybe he's thinking of doing this also. I mean, he's a long-term thinker. Just fork off Bitcoin, make it a proof of stake Bitcoin. You can call it Tesla proof of stake, environmentally friendly Bitcoin. And he already owns a lot of Bitcoin, so he'll get this for free. Then he'll dump his Bitcoin, or Tesla will dump its Bitcoin, and he will be the bringer of this. He will really embody. I mean, right now he's embodying this FUD. He's embodying this environmental FUD, this ridiculous environmental FUD. It's amazing that people have not put their foot down about the climate change thing in the past. And some people have tried to, but maybe this will be the time that the smart people draw the line in the sand here, because he can make an environmentally friendly Bitcoin and let the market decide. do people really care about climate change? Or do they care about progress and innovation and the world becoming a place and African cities becoming modern, okay? And people not living in dung huts anymore, okay? Because if you want to have all these environmental restrictions and not have energy usage anymore, people will continue to live in dung huts all over the world. And you can live, comfortably in your Western way, and that's cool, whatever. But the world will be a better place if we have less people living in dung huts, all right? And they'll be innovating also. They will make products for us also. So all of this climate change stuff, it's a bunch of what. It's a bunch of dung. It's a bunch of dung. And he's bought into it. Everyone's bought into it. If the climate's going up, we have some really smart freaking people on this planet, okay? They'll figure out something that make money off of it, okay? We don't need some governments to tell us how to use our energy and when to use our energy and when to wear a mask and when to do this and when to do, because we bought into this China model now, because of all the nonsense with the virus. And the next step, and people are calling them conspiracy theories, the next step is climate shutdowns and stuff like that, okay? Because this climate nonsense, this mask nonsense, this virus nonsense is just for power-hungry politicians to gain more and more power, okay? And so why is he playing into this? I don't know. I'm not going to try to figure out the dude, okay? But it's predictable that this kind of nonsense, climate nonsense, would come into the Bitcoin space because this is where you compete and you don't complain. I'm not complaining. Let them do their fork of it. And there are all sorts of people that don't believe in this type of fascistic government that issues climate edicts onto its people, okay? And they just want to bring Bitcoin down. They're into some other altcoin. They don't care about that nonsense. But the reason why this climate stuff is even legitimate is because because everyone has allowed people to be branded as conspiracy theorists that don't believe in climate change. And it's nonsense. It's nonsense. They're not conspiracy theorists. It's not. We got a bunch of paranoid screaming Karens about everything now. And in the last year, everyone's become a worse paranoid screaming Karen. But it's all about, it's complete paranoia. We live in such a comfortable Western world that people have to worry about something. They got to worry about a virus. They got to worry about a climate change. Every little thing, they can't just live and let innovation come to them. There's so much abundance in this freaking world that they got to nitpick every little single thing. So Elon is tweeting about this for some reason. Maybe he has an ulterior motive. Maybe he thinks this is going to pump Dogecoin. And by the way, he can fork it off. He can do a Bitcoin proof of stake, because obviously proof of work is horrible, he says. It's killing the environment. And he can give, and it could be 42 million Bitcoin. He can give a certain percentage to Dogecoin holders too. So it could be for the people. All right, you go back to the Be Private thing. Copy what Be Private did or something like that. Go get Rhett to be your guy, okay? Elon Musk, get Rhett. He's in Puerto Rico. He could be your guy to tell you how to do this. And I welcome it. I would love to get all this free stuff because the market will decide. The market will decide. Is this nonsense climate change, Bitcoin stuff? Do people really care about cryptocurrencies, quote unquote, killing the environment? No, they don't. They care about which one is going to be the best for them and is going to be able to protect their wealth and going to be able to get their money out of countries that restrict money being sent out of countries, okay, that have capital controls. All right, that's what they care about. Now, we got somebody, a guy from Florida in the over here in the whatchamacallit, in the clubhouse, and we got Aaron in the clubhouse. We got people joining. Good guy, hey, good guy, welcome. I guess I allow you to talk. All these people are joining now. Justin just joined as a listener. Yeah, I know Justin. What's up, Justin? Hey, yes, yeah. Everybody, I don't know the rules of this thing. Don't talk yet until like I'm done at the very. Well, you can ask questions, perhaps. It's good to see someone is spreading the word for me. Thank you over here on Clubhouse for spreading the word. I'm live on YouTube also. Wow, all these people are joining. I don't know how Clubhouse works, but I'm on it right now, and it's really good to see my Coinbase friends. Everybody go to coinbase.com/connect, and everybody pound that like button like my shirt says here on YouTube. And this room is really filling up nicely on Clubhouse. And guys, we'll all be able to talk. I'll all be able to give you, someone's raising their hand right now. I'll get to you real soon because I'm doing this on YouTube also, but just Henry Law sent 25 Hong Kong dollars and said, remember when I was a kid, I was told that we would be extinct in 2020 because of climate catastrophe and oil depletion. Yeah, and it doesn't happen. It didn't happen. So let Elon Musk do a fork. And I love forks of Bitcoin because they are crypto dividends. We get this stuff for free, and the market decides what the real Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin, and I will, and it'll do. Elon Musk, it'll be Elon Musk Bitcoin, Tesla Bitcoin. It'll be branded really well. We've got all these, major publications on the internet now picking up on this Elon Musk story too, saying, well, Elon Musk said it's bad for the environment. This is why it's bad for the environment. There are all these people that just have their reasons for hating on Bitcoin and promoting why the world is going to end. And so it's all combining into one thing here. And I didn't know Elon Musk was going to be the spark of the climate change Bitcoin, but it was him. Okay, big deal. I never put him on the pedestal. I never worshipped him. Yeah, I want everyone to go back to his announcement. Tesla is not going to be selling Teslas for Bitcoin. How many Teslas did they sell for Bitcoin? 10? I don't know. He's still holding his Bitcoin. And Tesla's still holding their Bitcoin for now. So, I want everyone to be ready with your strong hand, okay? And be ready for the next shoe to drop, which is them selling their Bitcoin. And there's a greater than 0% chance that he'll pump Ethereum tomorrow, that he'll say, I'm buying Ethereum tomorrow, okay? So, guys, be ready. This is what happens during these alt seasons, during these bull markets. We have times, there's all sorts of attacks that go on. We had the B Cash in 2017. We had the B Cash attack, which was the block size. Now get used to it. During this bull market, we're having the environmental attack. Okay, that is bad for the environment. That is causing climate change. But through even the B Cash stuff last time, Bitcoin went to the moon. So we have some downs. And guys, I have heard it so many times during every bull run. This is the end of it. This is not the end of it. We have bad days. And we have good days. And these last 2 days, it was a double header of FUD. Because now the IRS is going after Binance, investigating money laundering, supposedly, that people that are using Binance are supposedly doing. What jurisdiction does the freaking United States of America have over Binance? Who cares what some Asian exchange is doing that's based in Asia? Why does the United States of America is the best country to live in on the face of the earth? There's no doubt about this after all this virus nonsense. Go up to Canada and see. They're under. It's like China up there in terms of their embracing of fascism. It's like China up there. Here we have states like Florida that are totally free. In Baltimore, they've announced that they're canceling the 4th of July fireworks. Where I'm from originally, Baltimore. In Miami, everyone's getting rich down here. It just shows you the difference in states and how if you're stuck in Baltimore, you're not really stuck in Baltimore. You got to get out of Baltimore. It's unbelievable the backwardness of Baltimore and other jurisdictions within the United States. But at least it's not the fascism of Canada and Australia and New Zealand and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right, now, so the United States is the greatest country on earth. There's no doubt about that. It's proven it this last year. But that being said, they are so paranoid about the dollar. So paranoid. Compete, don't complain, guys. Compete, don't complain. Let these people. You're making up this money laundering stuff. Let Binance do what it's going to do. Let the altcoins do. Let Ripple do what it's going to do. Okay. Let Mark Zuckerberg print up as much fake money as he wants to. Okay. Corporations should be able to print up money. And anyone should be able to start a cryptocurrency. Elon Musk should be able to start a cryptocurrency. But the United States is fiat paranoid. It's fiat about it. It's very paranoid about the United States dollar. And so I support Binance in this. Okay, I don't trade or do any of the nonsense that they do over there. But let them do what they're going to do. Sure, people. They might. You can consider anything money laundering. Okay. That they're avoiding taxes. Who's avoiding taxes? The United States has got his finger in every little financial situation in the world. And so that's sad. I support Binance in this. But so when the United States makes an announcement like this, or whoever made the stupid announcement, that everything crashed. The price of all the altcoins crashed and Bitcoin's price crashed. And this is after the Elon Musk crash. All these weak hands, when the news comes out, they just sell the news. Are you guys used to this yet? Get used to it. It's always going to be sell the news here. I mean, you must be a newbie if you're not used to this by now. Whenever there's bad news, people sell. They sell. That's it. Get used to it. Look at this beautiful shirt. All right, now let's move on. Someone said you need to come hang out in the bullish as F room or Cafe Bitcoin. All we do is stay FUD and talk real deal Bitcoin, slam idiots into the ground. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. I only have so much time, and I'm just gaining understanding of Clubhouse. I know Bitcoin Tina's there all the time, and in some room that Bitcoin Tina was in, there was a guy from Vancouver who I found very interesting, and he's going to be on the This Week in Bitcoin show tomorrow. So I found someone on Clubhouse. That's cool. We have one newbie that's going to be on the This Week in Bitcoin show tomorrow here. So go to Tech Vault on Twitter, and people that say, Adam, I don't see you around as much, dude. I am on Twitter every day. Okay, so if you miss me, if you like follow the algorithms and stuff, well then you don't find me, because I don't talk about altcoins and stuff. Because if I talked about altcoins, then the algorithms would boost me out to all the 80%ers. But don't be an 80%er. Don't be an algorithm slave. Just go to TECHBALT. That's Tech Vault on Twitter. That is the epicenter of the BitcoinMeister ecosystem. It tells you where I'm going to be, when I'm going to be live, and I tweet out stuff that's beyond Bitcoin. And now that I am, obviously I'm in good financial shape because of Bitcoin. I just don't want to talk about Bitcoin all the time anymore. I think some of you can grasp this. I want to talk about other current events, beyond Bitcoin subject matters, ways of changing the world, health topics that I love, things that I love to do, space, exploring the solar system, and just making the world individualism over collectivism. Just teaching people how to be unique beasts, my values, my unique beast values. I want to make shows about that. I want to make sites about that. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking about. And during today, when some of you guys were panicking and contacting me, panicking today, do you know what I was doing? I ran like 8.7 miles by accident today. I was only going to run like 4. I only needed to run 4.1 miles. But I'm on the streets of Miami, and I'm sweating like a banshee out there. It got hot. I didn't know it was going to get that dirty. And I'm just enjoying Miami, enjoying running through Little Havana on Calle Ocho, okay? Live your freaking lives, people. Don't just watch that freaking number all day. So I didn't even know that it had gotten down to like whatever it got down to at this point. And then Elon Musk had another tweet, supposedly, about Dogecoin. I didn't know about it. I was out in Miami having a good time. That's what you got to do, dudes. So if you're getting too worried about this, just go outside. And I know a lot of you have been trained not to go outside anymore. Go outside every single freaking day. Don't wear a freaking mask and just live your life, okay? And in Miami, you see it's beautiful. There are traffic jams out there. It's so alive, in Little Havana. And it's different than Nashville. It's a different type of person. But it's definitely different. It's not only, at least you're not in like depressing Baltimore, where they canceled the freaking 4th of July fireworks 2 months beforehand. Brandon, I'll call you Brandon because we knew each other back. I mean, Brandon Scott, who's the mayor of Baltimore, he knows me through Facebook and everything. He knows me through my antics in Baltimore. And I have respect for you. But Brandon, dude, why are you buying into this? Let the people be free in Baltimore. It's an S-hole because you put restrictions on people. Come down to Miami and see what no restrictions do. See what the free market is all about. And then there's not. But that's why I love Bitcoin so much, because it is the free market. It is the free world. You cannot be canceled here. You do not have to bow to these authoritarians. And it's a shame what is going on in my hometown of Baltimore, but I'm not a victim. And Baltimore is a freaking city of victims. And they love it. They love it. They embrace victimhood. And I can't take it there for more than 2 weeks at a time. When I have to go back for my and my family lives in the suburbs too. I can't even take the aura that comes out of there. Okay, it's infected the suburbs. And some of the suburbs are safe and everything, but the aura of just being a victim and the whole world has ended. I can't be there for more than 2 weeks. The unveiling of a blessed memory of my grandmother's gravestone is going to be in June. That's why I'm going back to Baltimore, and then I'm getting the heck out of there as soon as possible, and I'd love to see my family and friends, whatever. But dude, it's only so much. There's almost only so much a rational human being can take in a victim city. And Baltimore is a bunch of freaking victims. And Brandon, you shouldn't be a freaking victim, dude. You did well for yourself coming from, Northeast Baltimore or whatever to become the freaking mayor. Don't be a victim. See what the mayor of Miami's doing, he's 6 years older than you. That's all he is. He's born in 78. You're born in 84. Be more like him. He puts his money where his mouth is. Instead of cracking down the whip on everyone and making everybody a victim and saying Artscape's canceled and this is canceled and this is canceled 2 months in advance, he's buying Bitcoin. This guy, Mayor Suarez of Miami here, he put his money where his mouth is. He bought freaking Bitcoin. He wasn't just trying to attract Bitcoin companies here. He bought Bitcoin. He bought anything. He bought Ethereum too. Whatever he did. And what do we have in other cities? Just people being depressed, being victims. Oh, we have to buy into this woke ideology. Blah 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 blah. Oh, it's institutional racism. Even Brandon, who became an African American mayor of Baltimore, he talks about institutional racism. What institutions kept him down for being the mayor of Baltimore City? I mean, it's so ridiculous. What does they can't even define institutional racism. Now, everything I'm talking about now, I can't get canceled because I own Bitcoin. I want everybody to remember that who's new to this channel or new to hearing me speak, okay? When you own Bitcoin and you work for yourself and everything, this is freedom. You could speak your freaking mind, all right? And tell it like it is and not have to worry. And that's what freedom is about, dudes. And well, okay, now enough. So much of what I just said has been unplanned, and I've completely gone off the schedule. But Henry Law, thank you for the 25 icon dollars, by the way. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, the same people that complain about Bitcoin energy usage are sitting in their air-conditioned homes, typing on a battery-operated iPhone. Humanity needs sound money, and Bitcoin is worth the energy. Well, this is the thing. It's the cool thing in the world to be a victim and to worry about the environment and just to mindlessly follow all of these narratives that the media picks up on these narratives just because it gets them good ratings, okay? Because they know that scaring you about everything gets you to watch them and stuff. So don't be scared, people. Don't buy these stupid narratives and just buy and hold Bitcoin. And don't get freaked out when we have these price drops and stuff, okay? Because they're going to keep on coming. And this environmental FUD Bitcoin, it's not ending today. Elon Musk is not going to be the last prominent person that talks about it. So don't pedestal these people. I mean, Tom Brady, everyone's making a big deal that he's got the red eyes now. Maybe he's going to buy into the environmental Bitcoin FUD soon too. So don't worship any of these people. I don't pedestal anyone. Just keep it real. Keep your strong hand on Bitcoin. And another thing that I have noticed is that BlockFi, the BlockFi mentality has spread through so many people. I have a relative who contacted me about giving away his Bitcoin to get interest. I have a friend from college who contacted me, said, have you heard about this BlockFi thing? I mean, unbelievable. So I got to hand it to BlockFi. They are doing a great job of marketing. They have all the money in the world, all these funders, and they have convinced newbies and people that haven't even bought Bitcoin yet that what they need to do is give their Bitcoin to a third party and they'll get interest on it. They'll get 3% interest. Now, I found an old email from a fan, and he asked me a year ago, he's like, Adam, should I buy a stable coin and give it, I don't know if it was to give it to BlockFi, to give it to one of these third parties, and I'll get 8% interest on it. I said, no. What's the point of doing that? $1,000, you'll get $80 after a year. Bitcoin is worth $6,000 now, which it was like a year ago. How about the price of Bitcoin doubles? You'll get so you give away your Bitcoin, turn into stable coin to get an 8% return, and you get rid of the opportunity of it possibly doubling. Well, guess what happened after that year? I was right. I was very right that it was stupid to give your money to a third party that's going to give you 8%. Because if you kept your own Bitcoin instead of giving it to BlockFi or whoever was giving you 8%, your Bitcoin 8x, okay? So there's a big difference between 8% and 8x. And if you don't understand the difference between those two things, you probably went to a Baltimore City public school. Pound that like button. Now, And I did not go to a Baltimore City public school. I went to a Baltimore City elite private school because my parents cared about educating their kids. All right. And people are like, why are Jewish people so smart? Because their parents care about educating their kids, and they will spend all the money in the world to make sure their kids have a good education. And did it pay off? Did it pay off? How many Bitcoin does Adam Meister have? If you would have, that's the answer to your question. Did it pay off? A blessed memory, my great father. Okay, now let's move on here. Shane Ulrich is in the house, who I went to college with. Can't wait to see you in Miami. Shane will be actually joining me in this Airbnb for 3 days. He's my old college roommate from Washington University in St. Louis, which my parents, of course, encouraged me my entire middle school and high school life to get into the best freaking college possible, which they would figure out a way to pay for, which they did. And I ended up paying for, obviously, most of it through loans and whatnot. But I met Shane at WashU in St. Louis back in our day. That wasn't too long ago. And yeah, he's a Bitcoin fan, my college roommate. He's in the chat right now. He will be coming to the Miami event. And dude, there's a sofa bed here that you're gonna have to figure out how to set up, but it's right over there. So it'll be so great to see you, Shane, and it'll be so great to see all the elite guests that I have on this Week in Bitcoin show. Almost all of the guests that I have here on Fridays that are from America, at least, because the Canadians can't come down because of these ridiculous restrictions of them getting back into Canada because their country is so unfree now. But so many of the guests that I've had on the show, including one that'll be on tomorrow, at least one that'll be on tomorrow, will be here for the Miami event. I'm so pumped for it. I actually ran almost up to the convention center where it's going to be. All right, dude, it is going to be the best Bitcoin event of all time. Bitcoin Magazine. So many people have so much to just let out. Oh, it's going to be a nonstop partying. I mean, I'm not going to drink, obviously, because I'm a healthy man. But I mean, I predict insanity. There's going to be, maybe someone's going to throw a keg into a pool. I don't know how crazy some of these Bitcoin dudes are going to be. But it will be great to meet so many of you in person. And you'll get to meet my real life friend, Shane, who's I went to college with, and see that I'm a real person. And everyone who's met me in person knows that, incredibly enough, this like high energy dude that you see right now is the exact same person you see in person. I know it's scary for some of you. Like, aren't you on drugs? No, dude, it's like real. It's just the way I am. All right, because I love life and I love freedom and I love Bitcoin. Pound that like button. So, okay, we've jumped. I hope I didn't skip anyone's questions. If anyone else has a question here on YouTube, just type in BitcoinMeister again. Or do a super chat if I skipped your question. Someone was raising their hand over here on the. How do I do this? Raise hands, open to everyone. Okay, yeah. The person who was raising their hand didn't raise it. Yeah, dudes, I am not a master of the Clubhouse, but if you can raise your hand if you got a Clubhouse question, I'll answer that too and try to figure it out. Sorry about that. But after this show is over on YouTube, I am just going to be exclusively on Clubhouse. All right, and we're making some progress here. The show is really lasting much longer than I anticipated because of everybody asking questions, and that's great. So, yeah, we had a double header of FUD, and I don't agree with the United States cracking down on Binance. It's an IRS investigation. Oh, the lovely IRS. Now, so also Twitter, this is what Twitter put on the side, that prominently on the side, they linked to this article. By now, you've probably heard that Bitcoin mining is bad for the environment. Elon Musk even tweeted about it yesterday. But why does mining use so much energy? And how big is the impact anyway? And that's a Thomson Reuters Foundation news story that Twitter is pumping. Speaking about putting people on pedestals, so get used to it, people. Get used to it. And everyone's like, well, Jack Dorsey's so freaking awesome. Well, his company's not so freaking awesome that it pumps these ridiculous stories. So I was talking about Ethereum Classic pumping the other day and why it was. And I think some people just blindly follow Barry Silbert too, because they put him on a pedestal. I forgot to say that. Don't put anyone on a pedestal or you're going to end up buying their freaking altcoin. But some people can really stretch it out for a while. Like EgoCoin over at Hex. He knows that he's got a cult following over there. He's stretching. He's on a pedestal. People worship him. They put him on a pedestal and they believe every word he says. And he's really been pumping his altcoin lately. All right, we got it for free. Bitcoin holders got it for free. You never buy something you get for free. And if anyone had any doubts that we're in alt season, B Diamond is even pumping. And that just shows you that a lot of the alts that are being bought up, from Ethereum Classic to B Gold to B Diamond, it's coming from Korea again, from South Korea. We lived through this in 2017. For some reason, they all think they're going to get the next Bitcoin over there. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin, and they have no shame in buying these crypto dividends like B Diamond and B Gold that we got for free and totally pumping them to ridiculous levels. Yeah, it's alt season. During alt season, the true strong hands show how strong their hands are. Do they diversify for the sake of diversification because some dudes in South Korea are doing it? Or do they stick with the program and stick with the Bitcoin? The choice is yours. I am pleased to see that CoinMarketCap is listing Satoshis now. Perhaps that will inspire some, because half of this altcoin season is definitely, at least half of it, is inspired by unit bias and people thinking I'm getting a cheap doggy coin. And by the way, things are so ridiculous. You make up a coin that's like a dog theme, and now it pumps because it's like less than 1 cent. I mean, this is the quote unquote logic that people are using. And it's a game of musical chairs. It can only last for so long. I mean, there was like some Shiba coin that went up and then it dumped or something. I don't know. Mike Jones says, Mike Jones says, did you sell any Bitcoin all above 60,000 recently? Lots of signs this bull run is over, or at least on pause for quite some time. Well, clearly, Mike, you're new to the show, or you have no listening comprehension whatsoever. I never have sold a Bitcoin for fiat. Pound that like button. And because of that, I am very wealthy. Now, but all the people who sell Bitcoin for fiat and they have to pay the IRS, all these short-term capital gains tax, and they think, and did you hear earlier in the show how I said during all these bull markets, whether it be 2017 or this point, and I was through 2013, I was during 2013, but only at the end. I came in 2013 when I bought my first 2 Bitcoin that I'd never sold. So I bought my first 2 Bitcoin for $1,200 combined, or $1,300 combined in 2013. What are they now worth? $100,000 or whatever it is. And you're asking me if I sell Bitcoin at $60,000. Come on, man. Come on now. No, I've got the strongest hand around, right? I got the strongest freaking hand on the freaking YouTube, okay? There's no doubt about that. But you're asking me signs that this bull run is over. Dude, how many times have I heard that during bull runs? I hear it every single day. It's not over. You're like looking at some chart somewhere, worshiping some chart. Did that chart tell you that Elon Musk was going to tweet out something and a bunch of weak hands like you were going to sell? I mean, you put these charts on pedestals too. No, I didn't sell any Bitcoin when it was at $60,000, because if you pay attention, Bitcoin isn't a company. Bitcoin is going to be worth more than the most valuable company on earth. What's the most valuable company on earth? It's Apple. It's worth $2.1 trillion. For Bitcoin to be worth more than Apple, Bitcoin will have to be worth over $100,000. We're 1 day closer to Bitcoin being worth more than Apple. So why the heck would I do something impulsive like selling my Bitcoin for $60,000 when it's going to be worth more than Apple one day? Okay, why would I do that? And you're probably saying, no, Adam, you're just saying some line 1 day closer to the market cap of Apple. Let me tell you something, dude. Let me tell you something. I was saying for years, we're 1 day closer to an all-time high. After Bitcoin was at $20,000 and went down to $3,000, and everyone said it would never get up to $20,000 again. And I was right. I was darn right by a lot. All right, by a lot. Now, you know why I knew I was right? Because I had lived through 2013 when it got to $1,100 and then it crashed below 200, and everyone said it'll never get back to 1,100 before. And now everyone laughs their tuchlis off at $1,100 Bitcoin. And they wish that they didn't sell at the top, because they're playing dudes like you who are like, oh, the market, I did some calculations and the 1,100 is the highest it will ever be. And I'm selling now and I'm getting my fiat and I'm going to buy a Lamborghini And great, you've got a Lamborghini that's going completely down in value, and 1100 is the biggest joke in the world when you talk about the value of Bitcoin. Because guess what? Freaking Ethereum is worth $4,000 now, and freaking Bitcoin crashed below $4,000 when the whole world panicked on March the 13th. It was only there for a few seconds, but it recovered, okay? And now the joke, it's hilarious. Ethereum is worth more than what the weak hands sold Bitcoin for back on that day on March the 13th, 2020, when I bought 2 Bitcoin for a combined $10,000. All right, and people like you were like, "Oh, it's the end of the world. I'm selling." Stick with a strategy, dude. Long-term thinking. Learn about the halving cycles. Learn about holding your Bitcoin and getting all these ridiculous crypto dividends that people. And please fork off some coins. Create some more airdrops, dudes. It's about controlling your own private key here. I've got a completely different outlook on Bitcoin than most people out there. I think the altcoins, I don't want to destroy any altcoins. I think altcoins should all be forks of Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is the next. I am that confident in Bitcoin. I'm not part of the Bitcoin Inquisition where everyone has to be so pure they can't even say the word Ethereum. They can't even say what a beautiful world that this is. What a beautiful year this has been, when there were so many people that were so depressed on that day, when Bitcoin went below $4,000 on March the 13th or March the 12th, whatever darn day it was in 2020, and now the freaking Ethereum is worth more than what Bitcoin was worth on that day. That just shows you what a freaking golden age we're living in, and just what a positive attitude you should have toward life, and not be in this sell mentality. Sell, panic. No, it's strong hand, long-term thinking. This is a freaking savings account, dude. This is a freaking savings account. All right, now moving on. Let's see. We got anybody else? No other new questions there. No, we do. Roman Chu said, "Have you gone to California yet for the preventative health screening?" No, Roman Q, you did not pay attention. I love you, Roman Q, but again, I am going to San Diego on the 22nd of June, and I will be there until the 20th of July, and I am going. Peter Diamante's founded a company. I completely forgot the name of the company, but I'm paying them a lot of money to do all these health screening on me. It's preventative medicine. And guess what? By the time I get to San Diego, California will have lifted its ridiculous mask mandates because Gavin Newsom is scared about losing the recall election. And probably, by doing that, he's not gonna get recalled. Okay, he's not gonna lose. Because he knows he pushed things to a certain level, and then he pushed things too far, and he created, and good for the people of California for creating this whole recall thing, for filling out everything, but it scared him. It scared him into his senses. He was ridiculous. It was total overreach on his part. And so by the time I get to San Diego, beautiful San Diego, there will be no more mask mandates or anything like that. Will it be as free as Miami? No, it will not, probably. But it will be fine enough for me, and I'm really looking forward for all the awesome medical tests that I will be being done to me, because I care about life extension and all that stuff. And it's what health. I forgot the name of the darn thing. So yeah, people ask me like, "Well, Adam, you live such a frugal lifestyle." Blah 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 blah. No, I'm treating myself pretty nice to this health thing, first of all. But no, I live a freaking awesome lifestyle. I travel around the whole United States of America from one Airbnb to another, and I get the best freaking deals. cheapest airline, cheapest airfares possible, because the United States government bailed out all the airlines, and most people were scared to fly. They were scared to fly. So, I took advantage of all the companies that were bailed out, okay? I got great deals. They all got bailed out. And the people, the fiat has been inflated, but I took care. I got their products right away. The plane stuff, man, it was so cheap. The rental car that I had took down to Asheville from Baltimore, so darn cheap, because it all got bailed out. Now now we're having inflation. Now people are actually using these things. Hey, dudes, when you're in motion, you can take advantage of all the ridiculous government-created financial situations that are out there. But if you're scared in your house, no, you're not going to benefit from any of this stuff. And I really want to know the name of the people I'm paying all this money to. Mike asked me, was I this bullish on the way down at 17K after the 20K top in 2017? I'd just rather not be poor in 2 to 3 years. Well, Mike, I did not know how long it would last or how high it would get. But through the whole way down, I was saying, do not sell your Bitcoin. Do not sell your Bitcoin. It will eventually get above $20,000 again. I knew $20,000 was not the all-time forever high, and that it's a 4-year cycle. And I soon figured out that, yeah, it was the end of the bull market. I predict the end of this bull market will probably be in October, okay? Which is exactly 210,000 blocks from the end of the last bull market, which was in December of 2017. So learn about the 210,000 block theory. So I'm always bullish about Bitcoin because I value my wealth in Bitcoin. I'm trying to get more Bitcoin all the time because I understand it's not a company, it's not a stock. It's going to be worth a lot more than Apple one day. When that day will be, we're one day closer to it. I can't name the day exactly, but so yeah, when Bitcoin's going down, I'm just as bullish, okay? And dude, I put my money when Bitcoin had its worst freaking day. Were you paying attention to what I was saying? When Bitcoin had its last worst freaking day ever, okay? In modern financial history, during our whole lives, the worst financial day in the history of the world was freaking March the 13th. I was bullish on Bitcoin. I bought 2 Bitcoin, okay? I put my money where my mouth is. So you ask me, am I bullish when it's going down from 17,000 to 16,000? I was bullish on the worst financial day in the history of modern America, okay? We're not talking about the back in the 20s or whatever. We're not talking about the Great Depression. There's no doubt that was the worst financial, March the 13th, or that whole aura. And it was all psychologically produced. It was all due to panic. But that was the worst financial day in modern history. And what was I doing? I was as bullish as ever on Bitcoin. I bought 2, and you could see the tweets. You could follow me on TechBalt. I put it out there numerous times. So there's your answer to your question, okay? And was I right or was I wrong? Did the world end that day? Yes. One day, it was the worst financial day in the modern history. There's a day after tomorrow, and then there's a day after that, and there's a day after that. People forget that. People forget. They get stuck. They're like, when I was a little kid in 3rd grade, there'd be some 3rd grade drama, and I thought it was the biggest deal in the world, and I'd go to my mom and my dad, and they'd be like, Adam, when you're a grown-up, this won't bother you. You won't even remember this stuff, okay? You have and that's, we look back on days like this, and it's when I see people panicking on days like this, I think of that. They're like the 3rd graders. They think it's the biggest thing in the world. Oh, Elon Musk did this. Dude, when you're a grown-up, when you're a financial grown-up, you're gonna forget all this. Okay, this is it's just another brick in the wall, another little pebble that you trip over or whatever. It's nothing. Yeah, it's Health Nucleus. It's Health Nucleus Human Longevity Inc. Thank you, Roman Q, for doing the research for me. Yes, that's the company in San Diego that will be doing all sorts of tests on me, and hopefully they won't find out anything, bad in my body. From hopefully my liver is all right from back in my days at Wash U from doing beer bongs with Shane Ulrich there. Found that like fun. And if something's wrong, then I'll address it, and you roll with the punches. You roll with the punches. But personal responsibility is a new counterculture. I take responsibility that when I was in college, I did crazy drinking things, and perhaps that could have damaged me. But do I have to continue my old ways? No, I'm a health freak now. I only drink water for the last 8 years or something, right? I do intermittent fasting. I just every single day I fast at least 22 hours. I just got done a 44-hour fast. Remember, here's a life hack, guys. Whenever you're traveling, those are the days you do your freaking fast. All right, now. Moving on, this show is much longer than I anticipated. And yeah, I sweated like a banshee. I took a shower afterwards, but I need to wash my hair after this. It's be a unique beast. Exactly, guys. Be a unique beast. And just think outside the box and just don't Thank you, says Wook Chewy. Well, hello, Wook Chewy. It's really good to see a guy that's got Shabaka as his symbol who isn't a freaking, who isn't part of the Bitcoin Inquisition. You know, it's always good to see a guy that's got Shabaka. And you probably, I mean, you know, people probably don't, well, anyway, it's good to see a Chewy, a Shabaka that isn't like, you know, just very aggressive in the way he gets with his Bitcoin Inquisition ways. And yeah, it's a shame how some people just really just get off on just how some Shabakas like to show just how pure they are with the Bitcoin. Okay, so how many full days of eating have you skipped so far this year? During the 44-hour or 72-hour fast, I think 12 so far. It was yeah, 12 so far. But there'll be another one in May. Yeah, I think I've got it written down. I don't know. All right. Only idiot would sell his Bitcoin just because of Elon tweet. Well, I mean, that's kind of mean, but you've got a point there. You've got a point there, Gabriel. It's not an idiot, a very impulsive person. You know, it's funny. Some guys that dress up that say they're Shabaka, if you're friends with Andy Hoffman, they put you in the Bitcoin Inquisition. I am friends with Andy Hoffman, and I am proud of it. He's a nice person in real life. He can show his face in real life and use his real name in real life too. And you know, when people call Andy Hoffman a scammer, I defend him. And I used to, I would defend people who dress up like Shabaka when many people would call him a scammer too. I would defend him. You know, guys like Blake Anderson, who I respect a lot, would you talk about certain people that look like Shabaka and say they were scammers, and I would defend Shabaka to Blake, and you know what? I have respect for Blake, but it's funny. I defend Andy Hoffman, and then the guy that I defended, he goes Inquisition on me. I mean, so it makes you wonder. Just putting it out there. Now, all right. Troy Green said, "How the heck do you hold from 2013? Were you already wealthy?" No, I sold I owned 2 houses. I was just a regular guy that lived in Reservoir Hill, and I know how to save money, dude. It's called saving money, and I make money off of YouTube. And I since 2013, I've had other revenue streams. Okay, Troy Green. So that's how you can hold Bitcoin. All right, I had savings. I turned basically all of it into Bitcoin. But dude, where there's a will, there's a way. Use your freaking head. Where there's a will, there's a freaking way. Did I work before? I worked for myself before I was Bitcoin wealthy. Yes, I did work for myself. I mean, I did all sorts of things. There was a time I was doing karaoke. That was something really fun to do. I really enjoyed doing that. I saved that money. You know, everything that I've done, every little financial endeavor that I've been part of. I mean, I don't blow the money on anything. I had a 98 Chevy Cavalier, a 1998 Chevy Cavalier. I've told this story before. I've worked in. I told this on Craig's show actually. I had the worst car in the parking lot. I was proud of it. Everybody else had a European car or a Japanese car, sports car, whatever. I had the Chevy Cavalier. Okay, that's how you're able to. And I rode that thing into nothingness. All right. I mean, I rode. It was very dangerous at the end. That the brakes went out. It was terrible. I took it to a whole new level of cheapness on that thing. But I haven't owned a car since 2014. So I mean, I don't have expenses. I don't have kids. I don't have attack vectors. I don't own a house. I don't pay property taxes. There's ways of saving money, dude. There's ways of saving money. And that you figure it out. You don't have a wife to support or kids to support or any leeches to support, any attack vectors. And it's easy to hold on to your Bitcoin. It's easy. I've talked about it on many other shows beyond Bitcoin shows, how you do it. All right. But interesting question there. We got Romy Q. Oh, wait, no. I answered that. Wow, this show is really, it's got a lot of live viewers on YouTube. The people over on whatever this thing is on Clubhouse have gotten tired because they can't answer. They're not used to this style. But I'm cool that at least people heard me on Clubhouse. And I will, again, you guys on YouTube, go over there for the post-game show. I will talk about stuff over there. So we talked about 8x versus 8%. Dog tokens continue to attract astonishing levels of popularity. Okay, obviously we're in alt season, if that is something that's considered like a reasonable statement now. Unbelievable. We weren't, and you know what's Michael Saylor bought more Bitcoin, dude. So you could talk about not accepting Bitcoin for your Teslas, or you can actually put your money where your mouth is and buy more Bitcoin. What really makes a difference in terms of Bitcoin scarcity? It's the dude that's buying it up and holding it, and that's and yeah, it's great. He's awesome, freaking Saylor. I'm not gonna put him on a pedestal though. He could. Who knows what he could do one day too? By the way, he doesn't really care about Bitcoin privacy, from what I've gathered. So should he be sent to the Bitcoin Inquisition? All right. So okay. And, you know, if Elon Musk was it was only about virtue signaling, and I don't believe in any of this conspiracy stuff, you know, the United States government made him do it. Come on. Let's not, you're creating your own little rabbit hole of paranoia there. But if it was just about virtue signaling, like his wife was like, someone said to his wife, you know, your rich husband is like killing the environment, make him do something. He's really weak if he was virtue signaling, because he's one of the richest men on earth. Have a freaking backbone. That's one of my sayings. Pound that like button. Have a backbone, Elon. If you did this for virtue signaling, you don't have to virtue signal to anyone. You're one of the richest men on the planet. You don't have to fit in with anyone. So I tend to think he wasn't virtue signaling, because he doesn't have to virtue signal. But maybe he's so weak. I mean, I can only use the word weak. If it was just about virtue signaling and fitting in, then what the heck is wrong with you? You're, of all people on the planet, you can say and do whatever you want to. And I admire that you're trying to get people on Mars. That's awesome. But if you're buying into this whole environmental narrative just because everybody else is, and you need to impress your wife's friends or whoever. All right, you know what was trending on Twitter? Nobody wants to work anymore. I think that sums up the mentality that has grown over the last year in the 80%er class. Hey, dudes, that's who you're competing against. There's a bunch of people who do not want to work anymore, that just want to sit home and smoke weed and collect the government check. You be in motion, you're going to do great under these circumstances. Those people will become more and more of government slaves, which is, hey, compete, don't complain, and personal responsibility. They will be the ones that complain the most, though. And what do we have here? Oh, Coinbase is adding Dogecoin. Now, I was wondering why they had not done it yet. And I thought it might be because they were scared. Now that they're a public company, they were scared if they listed it that it would pump too much and that they would get lawsuits. But I was wrong. And perhaps they were just waiting, you know, to keep it after they went public. If they didn't meet earnings expectations, which apparently they didn't meet, and, you know, the stock has gone down some, you know, keep it in their back pocket. It's something they could add and make a lot of money off of. So maybe that's the reason they did it. They just held off on doing it till after they were public, just in case things didn't go as well. They can add it. And, you know, of course, the Dogecoin price is pumping now. And all these crazy people who love to buy Dogecoin will now spend their money on Coinbase, and Coinbase will become wealthier. Good for Coinbase, I guess. Again, me talking about this, for all you people part of the Bitcoin Inquisition, I'm not telling people to buy Dogecoin. I'm just saying that this is the logic that I see that of Coinbase listing Dogecoin. Please don't buy Dogecoin. I'm telling you not to buy Dogecoin, actually, people. But I can't stop these TikTokers, and I can't stop this young generation of impulsive people who believe in this freaking, who don't believe, who get caught up in the unit bias, and who put Elon Musk on a pedestal. The only reason Dogecoin is the main reason is because Elon Musk keeps on going and going and talking about it and tweeting about it. I thought it was a game for him at first. I'm not trying to get into this dude's head, man, because I'm not putting this dude on a pedestal. All right, we talked about Korea. Oh, there was an article. A man used Coinbase to pay a hitman. All right. This dude had Bitcoin at Coinbase, and he didn't understand that, if he's going to try to do something illegal, he's going to get caught because Coinbase will report every single thing possible about him to the government when they ask. So all the noobs he's a noob. He was an evil noob because he tried to, pay a hitman with Bitcoin that he was keeping at Coinbase. But all you noobs, learn from this. Learn from this, all right? Not your keys, not your Bitcoin. All right. We talked about Tom Brady. And Ethereum and Bitcoin got up to being if they were companies, they would be the sixth most valuable and 15th most valuable companies on the planet. Now, things have since gone down, but we're one day closer to returning to that. And finally, and I feel like I've skipped something, so I'm going to go back. There's an article here from Futurism. Cryptocurrency, the total cryptocurrency market cap is worth more than U.S. currency in circulation. So, and they mean physical cash. Okay, so that's a milestone right there. All right, it just shows you how much. We were talking about 2013 beforehand. The cryptocurrency Bitcoin was so small back then. Now it's worth, cryptocurrency as a whole, at least the other day, was worth more than all of the dollars in circulation. That's something right there, man. That's something right there. All right, let me see if there are any other questions here. Okay. All right. What else? Strong hand, people. That's how you freaking hold. Now, all right. So someone say, Dogecoin is trash. Crypto is risky enough. Just hold Bitcoin and you can't go wrong. I agree with you, Bronk Nuts. And I also agree that Joe Flacco's Mile High Miracle was the best football moment at that new Mile High Stadium ever. If you're from Baltimore. Now, let me just review the title of this show. What did we call this show today? It was, we talked about Elon Musk, and we talked about Tom Brady. We talked about the Koreans. We talked about alt season, and we talked about 8% versus 8X, and I answered everybody's questions. So everybody, 3 p.m. tomorrow, East Coast time, on this very channel, This Week in Bitcoin, we're going to have the best freaking space best freaking guest in the space. And now that this show is over, I'm going to go over to Clubhouse, and you can talk with me or whatever. I'm Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, DisruptMeister. Pound that like button. And, you skipped talking about Israel. Oh, I wasn't asking about Israel. Israel is doing great things, man. It's destroying terrorists, as well they should. If, a terrorist attacks you, you destroy them. Israel hasn't done that very well lately. They try to fit in with so many people. All right, but yeah, keep on Israel. It's got to get rid of completely get rid of all the people that are threatening their country, that are sending that are lobbing rockets near Tel Aviv and other cities. So hopefully Israel destroys the terrorists once and for all. They should be destroyed, wiped off the face of the earth. All the people that are shooting rockets. All right, Pat Fish sent me $2.99 in Canadian dollars. But another thing, for all the people, you got to admit, you might not like Trump or whatever, but it's no coincidence that when a senile guy becomes president, the evil people, the evil terrorists of that realm, They know what they can get away with. They know, let's ramp it up now. We don't have to deal with the other guy anymore. I mean, you don't have to like Israel. You don't have to like Trump or whatever. But you gotta admit that when Trump was president, things were one way. Now that there's a senile guy president, I think the bad dudes of the world know we can get away. Let's push it. Let's see how far we can take it. Israel, United States isn't coming to help you on this thing, okay? They don't have your back on this, so you got to take care of business now that the terrorists are acting up again. All right, pound that like button, and God bless the state of Israel. Long live Zionism. Long live Israel. See you guys later. Bye-bye. Thank you again, Pathfish, for another $3.99. And yeah, I can say whatever the heck I want. That's what being a Bitcoin holder is about. Proud Zionist Jew. All right, let's go over here. Someone's got